So we are going to just the basics of essential oils today. And this is actually one of my really favorite classes to do because I think really all you need, and a lot of really cool stuff that a lot of people don't necessarily know. But once you kind of get it figured out, it's really exciting, and it can be really really encouraging to jump in and go for some stuff. So we're going to talk about my story really quick. If you are on my team, you already know some of this stuff. But we started using essential oils about 10 years ago or so. And a friend of ours introduced us and actually introduced Mom to them to begin with. She had some neck issues and headaches and stuff that stemmed from that. And so our friend was like, you really need to try these oils. And we were all pretty skeptical. But Mom went ahead and did it because nothing else was helping. And we got her starter kit one evening while we were leaving for youth group. And so she grabbed it, and I don't know what possessed her to do this, but she grabbed the peppermint oil, put a drop or maybe 2 drops in her cup of coffee. I can't remember. Plenty. It was plenty. And went to take a deep, sip to get, as we were, coffee cup full to the top, drops some peppermint oil. It goes to take a swig to get it down low enough that we can take off, and just gets blasted in the face with peppermint steam. So I am driving to youth group because she can't see anything. And that was a little bit of a brutal introduction, but her headache was gone. So that was pretty fantastic. So I was skeptical. I continued to be skeptical for quite a while. I liked taking my ibuprofen when I had aches and pains. And I thought that the bottles of oil seemed a little bit silly. But that was, we were coming around to it, and I started using them a little bit more. Then in 2012, I was 18, coming up on 19, and got diagnosed with cancer. And so we dove headfirst into whole food eating. We ate pretty well already, but Mom started doing like microgreens before microgreens were a thing, and juicing, and no processed sugars, and all of the things, and oils. And I did chemotherapy every 3 weeks, and used a lot of the oils and oily products to help support my whole body after treatments and all that. And after that, I was kind of sold on some of them, but not 100%. But kind of kept them around. I had my own account by that point, so I kind of kept using them, kept some in the house. I really, at the time, was using a lot of the sleep essence to help sleep at night when I was really stressed out at work, and then Thyromin all the time. And Thyromin was a huge one for me. I elaborate on that a little bit more in the supplements class, I believe, is the one that we talked about that one in, and it was fantastic. I don't need it as acutely anymore, so that's not one of my staples anymore, but it was for a long time. And then when I met my husband, I got him hooked on lemon oil, and have continued hooking him from there. And now he's got his own case of oils that he carries with him everywhere he goes, and he's sold. So if you are not convinced right off the bat, that's okay. I'm checking out seeing if anybody's trying to find me on Facebook, so hang on. It is a-okay if you are not convinced about oils. It's okay if you don't know everything about oils. That's actually one of the reasons that I like to use other people's classes instead of starting from scratch. There's 2 main reasons. One, I have a lot going on. And I know that if I had to rely on building my own classes from scratch, I would never teach any classes because I don't have time and I don't have the mental capacity to do that right now. I would just put it off and give up. But secondly, I want you guys to know that when your friends see you using oils and ask you about it, you don't have to have the answers. If they ask you why you're using a certain oil and all you can tell them is why you pulled it out of your bag, that's okay. And then if they have more questions or concerns or curiosities, you can go to your desk reference book, you can go to your Pocket Desk reference or the app, whatever you got. You can go to the Facebook group and ask. You can shoot me a text if you have my personal number, or if you text that classes number that I've shared several times and the one that sends out promos every month. You can text that number with questions and I'll see that too and answer that. So you're never on your own. And that's part of why I use other people's classes, because when you are ready to start teaching classes to your friends and family, you can use other classes too. You don't have to build them yourself. You can get your hands on the same classes I can get my hands on. So that's enough of that. Let's jump into this. And let's answer the first question really quickly of what are essential oils. So they are the most powerful part of the plant. They're distilled from shrubs, flowers, trees, roots, bushes, fruit, rinds of fruit, resins, herbs, basically anything that grows, you can distill down and get an essential oil out of. Oils consist of hundreds of different natural organic compounds, and in humans, they provide support for every system in the body: skeletal system, muscular system, circulatory system, endocrine system, hormones, respiratory system, and your immune system. And they also help to support brain health. In addition to all of that, they've also been extensively used for spiritual support and prayer life and for emotional support. So they're basically good for everything that ails you. They've been used for thousands of years as beauty aids. You can throw an oil in a diffuser to help soothe your child after a tough day at school, or to provide a calming effect in the whole house when you've had a stressful day at work. You can use them as an alternative to chemicals for cleaning in the home. And so you can literally start swapping out every single chemical in your home with oils to live a pure lifestyle, and you can do it without breaking the bank. I was just talking with someone the other day, and they said something about the chemicals when they were cleaning were giving them a headache, and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about that in so long. And someone else was like, yeah, and it's so hard keeping my kid out of the cleaning cupboards. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had to think about that either. James just figured out cupboards a couple of weeks ago. And it's so weird not having to worry about that. I have all my cupboards locked up for other reasons because he just pulls everything out and strews it on the floor, tries to kill me. But I don't worry about him getting into the chemicals because I don't have any chemicals under my sink. I just have a bottle of thieves cleaner and then some other DIY stuff that I've mixed up that just has thieves in it. So that's another benefit, is you don't have to be stressed out about your family getting into it. We're going to talk about this kit again later. This is kind of an old picture. So I'm going to try to replace this here before too long. I may bust my kit out and take a nice picture one of these sunny days. This is the new kit, not what's pictured here. There's one more oil and some hand sanitizer and a thieves spray in the kit now that isn't in this picture here. But it's a $412 value that's discounted to $165. And it's the only thing that's discounted that far on the site. Excuse me. Let me look at this. I know we just had a slight change in prices, so let me look and make sure this price I'm quoting you is still the same. It comes with 12 bottles of oil. And the really cool thing is the 12 oils that come in the kit are like, they're like the multi-purpose tools of the oil world. So if you come to me with something and you're like, hey, I need help, chances are, yeah, it's 165. Okay. Lavender, peppermint, thieves, Panaway, Valor, peace and calming stress. Like all of those are first one. Again, for two reasons. A, because they come in the starter. So it's really easy to go, hey, all of these will help you. Here's a great way to get these at a discount. It's the best we're going to find, and they're all going to help you with this issue. So a whole cluster of I need something to help, but it can't be, super crazy expensive. I start by recommending the starter kit oils is because it's the quickest way to get them in your hands for the best deal. But they're also like some of the best. Now you can get like super targeted oils that are blends that have been designed specifically for certain things. So if you come to me and you say, my head is just killing me today. If you have been a member for a while, and I know that you have like a wall full of oils, I'm going to tell you to go see if you have M-Grain. Okay, this was a freebie last month, and it's a great oil. This is fantastic. If you have, if you have like chronic headaches, the name says it right there, M-Grain. So if you have lingering issues, this is what I'm going to go tell you to find. But if somebody from church or one of my friends on Facebook comes to me and goes, dude, you used to complain about headaches all the time, and I haven't seen you say anything about it lately. What did you do? I'm going to send them to most of the oils that I use for my head, which are in the starter kit. I use peppermint and Panaway and Stress Away and Valor when I have headaches. Now, I also like Deep Relief. And if I have a suspicion that it's hormone related, then I use my Progessence Plus to help with the root of the cause. I also like to use the CBD muscle rub or grab a dropper of CBD. So I use a lot of other tools in addition. But, if you're like, I'm ready to give oils a try because it's the only thing I haven't tried yet, I'm going to tell you to use something out of the starter kit. So that's why we love this kit so much. And then it comes with either this diffuser that's shown or the Desert Mist that has like 11 different light settings, a couple of different intensity settings for how much output it has and how long it goes. Contains respiratory, pain, immune support, stress, emotional, digestive oils, oils for alertness, oils for fear, as well as internal aromatic and topical oils. Plus you get samples of the Ningxia Red, which is our whole food liquid supplement loaded with antioxidants, and then a thing of hand sanitizer, a thing of Thieves spray, and a couple of roller tops, some other stuff. So we're gonna talk about that again, but that's my favorite. That's our favorite thing. That's my favorite thing in the world. So this is such a great deal. This is such a great deal, you guys, that when I want a new diffuser for my house, which I want one in every room of my house. So whenever I need to replace one or when I'm ready to add to my collection, I buy a starter kit. As a member, you can grab a starter kit without like creating a new account. You can just grab a starter kit. And that's what I do because it's a crazy deal. And you get 12 oils to go with it. And I use all of those oils, so it's the best way to do it. So that's how good of a deal that is. Okay, so how do we use our oils? You don't need to be an expert to use these oils. You don't need to be an aromatherapist or a massage therapist or anything else. Most cases, you just rub it right on your skin. There's 3 different ways that the oils get into your system. Generally speaking, English apply topically on your skin. The French ingest and cook with them, and then the Germans diffuse and inhale them. So any and all of those are great. How do they enter? How long do they last? Those are big questions, right? So tests have been done that show that oils reach the heart, liver, and thyroid within 3 seconds when inhaled. They were found in the bloodstream within 26 seconds when applied topically. And then expulsion of essential oils takes 3 to 6 hours in a normal, healthy body. So I tell people, if they've got something really big going on that they're trying to help with oils, put them on like every half hour. With pharmaceuticals, we're conditioned to like take a dose and wait 6 hours and take another dose, whether or not it feels like it's helping, because we're going to OD otherwise, right? Because of how the oils work with our bodies, and because our body can break them down, you're not going to OD on them. You can put, I've been putting these two, ylang-ylang and cedarwood, on James the last couple days. And I haven't been doing it as much as I should be. But I could put a drop on him every half an hour. And if his body doesn't need as much as I'm giving it, it's just going to get rid of it. It'll just kind of keep passing right on through his system and be done with it. It doesn't like build up in the cells and in like the liver like pharmaceuticals do. So that's great. But because of that, it's important to remember to do them regularly, because if you just throw it on, if you just throw them on once and leave, it's not going to help a whole lot, because your body's going to go, wow, that was great, and it's gone. So if you've got something going on, grab your oil, put it in your pocket every time you're like, oh, my head, or oh, my knee, or whatever. Pull it out of your pocket, put it back on again, and that's going to help you more than, setting it on the counter and putting it on twice a day. We're going to touch super briefly on history. I'm going to kind of bounce through this pretty quickly because there's so much information here. And I did like a really in-depth go through of this class before, which is recorded and on my blog. So I'm going to bounce through this one a little bit more quickly than that. Hopefully, we will see. Because I know it's kind of dinner time and John's heating up dinner tonight for us. Okay, so oils are first mentioned by name in the book of Genesis in the Bible, chapter 37, when Joseph is sold to the slave traders. They carried spicery, balm, and myrrh. And then Genesis ends with the burial of Joseph's father, also anointed with myrrh. There are over 1,100 direct and indirect mentions of essential oils in Scripture. Some of the oldest cultures on earth used essential oils. The Babylonians used cedarwood, myrrh, and cypress. The Egyptians used essential oils for beauty and embalming. They also have the oldest recorded deodorant recipe made with oils, and Pakistan and Rome used oils in their communal bathhouses. Jesus also used oils. He was given gold, frankincense, and myrrh when he was born. Frankincense was sometimes referred to as the coconut oil of essential oils because it has over 10,000 recommended uses. Essential oils were also used by medieval Europeans. That is the time frame when the blend thieves was first discovered by grave robbers. And that's a whole other story that we're going to talk about next week in our thieves class. And then it was only after World War II that oils were rediscovered, and the science and investigation and research into them kind of was reborn and continues to grow. So in the United States, there's no rating system for essential oils. It would be great if there were, but there isn't. But then if there was, you would know what you were buying. But since there isn't, you walk into the grocery store, pick up a box of cereal, and you see the ingredients on the side. There isn't that here in the US on our oils, which means you have to be able to trust the source. And if you don't know the source, or it's not a trustworthy source, then you have no idea what you're getting in the bottle of oil that you're holding in your hand. Let me see if it's in here. So I can't remember the source because it's not in this particular class, but one in some of this research and studying that I've done, one of the things I learned was in order to be considered a pure essential oil in the United States, that bottle only has to contain 20% actual essential oil. It can be cut with up to 80% of anything. Sometimes that's an inert carrier oil like coconut oil or olive oil or something like that. More often it's some kind of chemical solvent or chemical that was added. A lot of companies use chemical solvents to distill, and that's left over in their oils, and then they add to the bottle because it makes it cheaper. That's why you can get lavender for $8 down at the store, but you have no idea what's in that bottle. So that's why we talk about seed to seal. This is what sets Young Living apart from all our other companies. We're going to break that down really quick. So at Young Living, we don't use any, we don't strip our constituents to make our oils smell better. They smell like what they smell like. Each bottle smells a little bit different. And there's nothing altered to make that more pleasant. We don't mix species of the same oil. We don't spray weed killers, pesticides, or herbicides, or use genetically modified seeds. That means that Young Living spends $12,000 per acre to hand weed lavender instead of the industry standard of $60 per acre for the same plant. The industry standard is $60 per acre because spraying with pesticides is way cheaper than hand weeding, And then we also don't distill with solvents like hexane, which helps to get more out of each plant, but then some of that solvent is left in your oil. You can't get it out. We don't grow in soil tainted with mercury, arsenic, glyphosate, or any poison because our fields are untouched by toxic chemicals. And then we harvest at the exact time of day that Young Living's research team has found to be ideal for that specific plant. And we know when that is because of our extensive library on oils, which is the oldest and largest globally compiled from nearly 30 years of research at farms on 6 different continents. So this is a map of all of our farms, which I don't even think is quite accurate anymore because this was done in January. And there's been a few that have reopened or that have new farms that have been opened. But I'm not sure where. There might have been, I think there's one in Hawaii now. So one in Hawaii, there's one somewhere else, I'm pretty sure. So I'll have to look that up. But so Gary Young grew helichrysum at St. Mary's in Idaho, then Mona in Utah, and then in Croatia to watch its scores on the seed to seal testing. We don't necessarily grow it where it grows natively. We grow it where it grows best and produces the most effective oil in the body. Our farms, as you can see, are all over the world, and you can visit any of them for yourself. Anytime you just go online and you can see what the hours are, and schedule visits. Most of the time you can just stop by. I don't think that's entirely true right now because they're limiting how many people can be on site with COVID. But they're still open. You can still go visit farms. And you can find that on, I believe, the Seed to Seal website. We test 8 times at the farm, and then again in Spanish Fork, Utah, and then again after bottling. So there's 24 tests per batch to make sure that the oils meet our standards. And then in addition to that, we do third-party testing with 2 accredited, respected, independent labs. And then if any of the oils don't meet that standard, they don't get bottled, they don't get sold, they don't get redistilled, they just get disposed of. If you want to learn more about that, you can go to seedtoseal.com. There's so much more than I touched on because I'm really trying to make time tonight. But basically, you can't have quality without cost. The two go hand in hand. Cheap stuff is cheap because it's cheap. The irradiated, mechanically separated rib meat is not the same as pastured, grass-fed organic beef. It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't cook the same. It's not the same. You get what you pay for. Generally speaking, Americans understand that in most industries, except for essential oils. I would even venture to say, except in health, because most of us we're willing to pay more for newer vehicles. We're willing to pay more for high quality vehicles. We're willing to pay more for high quality computer equipment. But when it comes to food, all of the normal stuff is just as good as the organic. There's no difference. So we buy the cheap stuff. We buy the cheap meat because there's no difference between feedlot beef and grass-fed organic beef. Nobody wants, very few of Americans recognize the value in high quality stuff that affects our health. So that's why Seed to Seal is such a huge deal, because it is the heart and soul of Young Living. And when you recognize that and see the value, then I feel like that answers so many of the questions that people have of why Young Living, why this, why is it so expensive, whatever. Also, they're super concentrated, so you don't need to, be sprinkling oils. You can put one drop and then add some carrier oil to help it spread further. But you don't need 14 drops on your back. You need like one drop on your back. And then you throw some carrier oil on and spread it out. Okay, so moving on. Why can't you just grab oils at the grocery store? Because you get what you pay for. This picture is of our frankincense resin, which is being distilled at the proper temperature for days to pull the best oil out of the plant. The labor to distill this plant is one of the reasons it's so costly. The only way to sell it for $10 or $12 would be to adulterate the oil, or you would not be able to sell it at any kind of profit. Which you have to sell it at some kind of profit, otherwise you eventually go out of business. So selling it for $10 or $12, either it has to be adulterated or your source is going to dry up very, very quickly. So this on the left is the frankincense tree with the resin oozing out. So it has to be tapped like a maple syrup tree. And then it quickly turns hard like the resin that you see by the bottle there on the bottom. And it takes a very long process to turn that into the oil that you get in the frankincense bottle, or you can distill it with solvents, and you can have oil much more quickly and a much lower labor cost, but you have to use solvents, many of which can cause cancer, and all of that is left in your oil. So, all right, so we're gonna move on from that topic because I've kind of beat that dead horse a little bit. I'm gonna jump ahead just a little bit here. Okay, so not yet. All of the oils in the world fall into 4 main categories: authentic, manipulated, perfume, and synthetic. Authentic means that the oils are 100% pure with no added synthetics and no additives in the bottle. This is where Young Living falls into play. Manipulated means that the final product has been made to smell more pleasing and less earthy. Some of the heavier molecules have been stripped out, or another additive has been introduced to enhance the aroma. Excuse me. Perfume oils are not pure. They're mixed with synthetics to enhance the aroma, and these oils have no therapeutic action. And very frequently, solvents are used to extract the oil. Synthetic oils are not true oils at all, as the name would suggest. They smell nothing like the original plant and are typically labeled scented products. Authentic is the only true pure oil. Synthetic oils would be like opening your fridge and taking a glass of orange juice and diluting it 95% with chemicals before you drink it. It wouldn't have any of the benefits of a full glass of orange juice. It wouldn't taste like orange juice, and it would be so bad for you. That's why you want to make sure that you're getting authentic oils. Before you purchase, check to see if the company grows their own plants, has Seed to Seal, and controls the entire process from farm to sealed bottle. Pesticides, pollution, previously farmland, all of that affects the quality of the oil. And all of that is why we use Young Living. Okay, we're gonna watch a really quick video because this, I feel like this kind of finishes up this topic really quick for us, and then I promise we'll move on. So we're gonna watch this video, which is the impact of spraying a crop with pesticides can do to the human body. There was a study done in Sweden that was cataloged in a video called The Organic Effect pertaining to food. Now, it takes tens of thousands of rose blossoms to make an ounce of rose oil. So the oils themselves are far more concentrated than food. So when a pesticide is sprayed on a crop that then is distilled down into oil, it's going to be even more concentrated than food, like on an apple skin. So that's why we don't spray any of our oil on any of our crops that we're distilling, any of our crops, period, but especially because we distill them down into oils, we don't want to be putting that stuff into our bodies. So here, I'm going to play this video real quick.
Most of what is grown today is treated with pesticides. That's not so healthy for the environment, but does it really affect us? Meet the Palmberg family. They don't eat organic food.
Det kostar mer än vanlig mat. Det blir en stor skillnad när man är många i en familj.
But for the next 2 weeks, the Palmbergs are going to eat only organic. Before they begin, urine samples are taken from each of the family members. And it turns out they have a number of different pesticides inside their bodies.
Vi hittade framförallt insektsmedel, svampmedel och stråförkortningsmedel.
Vi äter insektsmedel.
Äckligt.
Ja.
So, everything in the kitchen is replaced, and they begin eating only organic. Then, another round of samples are taken, and now, almost all the pesticides have disappeared.
Vi vet ju väldigt lite om långtidseffekter av att äta mat som har besprutats. Speciellt med tanke på att studier har visat att kemikalier i kombination kan vara långt farligare än kemikalier var och en för sig.
När man får höra det här så tänker man framförallt på barnen. Det är många kemikalier som har lämnat deras kroppar och jag vill inte ha tillbaka dem med mina barn.
So it's pretty crazy. In just 2 weeks, they cut so much of pesticides out of their systems, which is a huge plug for buying as much organic food as you can. But also, that's why you don't want to use oils that are sprayed with chemicals and pesticides, because that's all getting on your body too. Okay, now we're going to jump a little bit. Okay, so we're going to talk about the oils being cost effective, because the oils are super, super concentrated, but also all of the Young Living products are as well. We're not going to dive too deeply into that because we're going to talk about that next week with the Thieves products. But most of our oils are $10 to $30 a bottle, roughly. Depending on the oil thickness or viscosity, a 5 milliliter bottle, which is this size, contains about 90 to 100 drops. A 15 milliliter bottle, which is 3 times the size, contains 200 to 240 drops. Each application, you only need 1 to 3 drops, meaning that even one of these little bottles can get you 40 to 90 applications, depending on how much you use and the viscosity of the oil. Thieves Cleaner is made of only plants, and it costs about $1.50 to make a spray bottle of, that's something, I used to have a bottle here on my desk, but I think I used, oh, no, there it is. Okay. This is about 16 ounces, I want to say. I think this is 16 ounces, 15 ounces. So this bottle, once I fill this up with Thieves Cleaner, is about $1.50 worth of cleaner. And it's good for everything. That mixture, that's what I use to clean my bathrooms, my kitchen, the floor. I wipe down the inside of my car. I wipe down everything with that. So that's the 30-to-1 ratio. And so that's a half an ounce in this size bottle, which means there's 30 of those roughly in a bottle of Thieves Cleaner. You can't hardly get any better than that. Okay. You can't get that in the organic section of the grocery store. And when I did price checking last, you couldn't even get that. I figured it out down to the ounce, and it didn't even compare to some of like the name brand cheap like bulk size cleaners. So replaces multi-purpose cleaner, glass cleaner, floor cleaner. The organic versions of those can run you generally $4 to $6 a bottle, whereas this is $1.50, and it's way better for you. So next week we're going to talk about Thieves. We're going to talk about that cleaner again, but for now we're going to talk about how to get these for the best value, because I'm all about that. We are getting ourselves back on a budget right now, and that's hard enough as it is, but when you're trying to use high quality products in your home, it gets even harder. So the best way, and my favorite way, is to make sure that I budget for my Young Living products. And sometimes that means that I don't get to shop on Amazon that month at all, or hardly at all. We don't go out to dinner ever, like once every 3 to 6 months, that kind of stuff. But that's because having these products in our home is so, so important. So Essential Rewards is a rewards program that we have that when you enroll, it starts you out at 10%. Every time you place an order, you earn 10% of that order back in free products. So if you place a $100 order to get free shipping, you're going to earn $10 back in points that you can redeem for free products. After 3 months, you start earning 20%. So then every month that you place your $100 free shipping order, you're going to get $20 back. That adds up crazy fast. And then at the 2-year mark, Essential Rewards for I don't even know how many years, I earned 25% of my order back every single month. So I splurged this month. We needed some extra stuff, and I really, really wanted the free mug. That Essential Rewards order processed at $400. It was worth it because there was some extra stuff that we really needed this month, and that means I'm going to earn $100 in free product that I can turn back in for free stuff, which is great, and pretty much everything qualifies for that. The exceptions are brand new products, products that they know they have limited supply of, and non-consumables like diffusers and then like brochures and stuff. So that is in addition to the 24% off that you get as a member. So that's pretty insane. That's a ridiculous discount. And then you have to do after the first 2 months. So you got to place 2 Essential Rewards orders, and then you can start redeeming products. But it doesn't make sense to do $10 worth at once. So save up for a couple of months, get, 50, 60, $100 saved up, and then go try some new stuff. Try a supplement that you've been wanting to try, or like you can get some really great oils on Essential Rewards that maybe you wouldn't spend money on. You know, you wouldn't want to put that you might not choose to put on your essential rewards order because you need to get the Ningxia instead, but you've been really wanting that M grain, or you've been really wanting frankincense, and you just couldn't quite convince yourself to put it on your ER order. Save up your points and get it with that. I bought a ton of Savvy stuff with my points one time because I just didn't need bad enough to put on my ER order instead of other stuff. So I saved up my points and I bought the brush set and some foundation and I think some eyeshadows and stuff like that. And I got like a whole bunch of stuff for free with my points that I saved up. So that's the main perk. Also, essential rewards, when you place an order on essential rewards, you also get exclusive products generally at the 190 PV level. There's usually an extra ER exclusive product. So this month, let me double check it. I want to say it's the Aroma Ease. No, the ER bonus is the Raven Sarah. So you get free shipping at 100 PV. At 190, you get the Aroma Ease, but then if you're on Essential Rewards, you also get another 5 milliliter bottle of the Raven Sarah, which is a fantastic oil for this time of year. Okay. So the other benefit to this is that you can replace a lot of stuff that you're buying at the grocery store with Young Living products that you then can put on your monthly Essential Rewards order and earn points on. So instead of going to the store and buying your window cleaner, your multi-purpose cleaner, your toilet bowl cleaner, and whatever you use on your floors, stop doing that, come home, throw a bottle of Thieves Cleaner on your ER order. You're going to save money because you only need 1 bottle of cleaner instead of 4, and you're going to earn points back on it. And even if you have a rewards credit card, like I have an Amazon rewards credit card, I think I earn 1% on stuff that I buy at Costco. It's not that great. I earn 25% on anything I buy for myself at Young Living. So instead of grabbing your cleaners, instead of grabbing any over-the-counter stuff at the store, check first and see if you can get a replacement from Young Living. Earn your points, get better quality stuff, save some money, and get them shipped out to your door. Okay. You can also grab your starter kit on Essential Rewards, which means that you earn $10 worth of points back right away on your starter kit. So here, this cute little graphic that Sarah included shows you the value of being on Essential Rewards for starts at 3 months and then goes up to 5 years. Even if all you ever do is your 50 PV, which is the monthly minimum, after 5 years, you'll have saved almost $800. That's based on the points that you earn. Excuse me, not saved. That'll be the number of points that you earn and the estimated value of the monthly promotions, because that's free product that you're getting. Yeah. So after 3 months, you'll have $15 worth of product saved up. You don't earn any monthly promotions at the 50 PV, so that is just your points that you earn. At 100 PV, this graphic is not going to be 100% accurate at the 100 PV level anymore because we're now getting free shipping at 100 PV instead of a free oil. So it'll be a little bit different, but it'll be roughly the same because the free oils at 100 PV were real close to what the shipping was. So it'll be roughly the same. And then, I mean, that's a huge amount between the points that you earn and the free stuff that you get. It's ridiculous. So, okay. All right, we're going to talk about the last little bit. I'm not going to do that video right now. I'm going to talk about that stuff in my thieves class. Okay. We're almost done here. But I want to talk about the safety of oils, because a lot of people wonder if they're so powerful, are they safe? Can I use them on my kids? Should I really be using them on my body? Quick story. When John and I were dating, I got him started using essential oils. And I told him to start drinking lemon oil for some various health reasons. And so I gave him a bottle of Lemon Vitality. I said, put this in your water, but only add it to glass or stainless steel because it breaks down petrochemicals. He was working nights, and we're going to blame it on that. But I got a text at work. I was working at Freddy's, and I was closing down the store one night. So it was midnight, something like that. And I get a panic text from my now husband. He was my boyfriend at the time, saying, oh my God, I don't think I should be drinking this. This can't be good for me. It's eating my cup. And he sent me a picture, and there was a hole in the bottom of the styrofoam cup. And I was like, it's fine. You're fine. It's not gonna be a big deal. Stop drinking it, but it's fine. Call my mom because she can explain it to you. And I'm shoulder deep in the custard machine right now. I can't talk to you about this. So he calls my mom, and he's like, I think you're poisoning me. Why would you tell me to drink this? It's eating my cup. It's got to be like eating holes in my intestines, right? So she encouraged him that other than the stinging on his lips from drinking broken down styrofoam, he would be fine. And the oils help to break down petrochemicals, which was one of the reasons that I had them drinking lemon, because they do that inside of your body as well. But don't put them in plastic. Don't put them in styrofoam. Drink out of glass or stainless steel. There are certain oils that are also photosensitive, meaning that you don't want to slap them on and then go outside and leave that area exposed, particularly if you're very sensitive to sunshine already. These are generally citrus oils like citrus fresh, lemon, etc. I personally have not noticed any issue with that, but I'm not very sensitive to the sun either. So be careful with that. If you're going to put citrus oils on, put it on somewhere that you're going to have covered by a shirt or a hat or something, and be careful. Or just don't put them on right before you go outside. Put them on a little bit before or when you come back in. When using them on your skin topically, watch for redness, and if an oil bothers you or you know that you have very sensitive skin, make sure that you use a carrier oil. Coconut oil, almond oil, olive oil, if that's what you've got, sunflower oil, those are all great. We also have a V6 oil, which is a vegetable blend of oil that you can get right from Young Living. That's perfect. Those are all great carrier oils to use. You want to make sure that you dilute oils on your children because their skin is more permeable and absorbs the oils more quickly and can be more sensitive to warm oils. I don't always dilute oils on my son, but I use oils on him from day one, so I know what oils he comfortably uses and which ones I want to make sure that I dilute. But if I'm going to make like a roller bottle to apply regularly, then I do make sure I dilute that for two reasons. One, because I know he doesn't need as much as what's going to come out with the roller top. But also because if I know I'm going to put it on like every time I change his diaper or something, I don't want to make that skin sensitive. So I make sure there's plenty of carrier oil in there. But like any oils that I know aren't warm, I won't necessarily dilute. I don't put them on his face, but I'll put them on his back or like the back of his head or his chest or something. And I don't necessarily always dilute them. But if you know that your child is sensitive or you've never used oils around them before, then please dilute them and just be on the safe side. You're still going to get the benefit from them if you dilute them. It just is an extra step, but it's worth it if you know that they may bother your child. Okay, what works as a carrier oil? Any fatty oil, olive oil or coconut oil, that kind of thing that you find in your kitchen is fine. Its molecules are much larger than those of the essential oil, which means that it helps to slow down the rate that the body can absorb the essential oil, because it has to kind of ping pong through the larger molecules of the carrier oil to get to your skin. A couple more safety tips before your kit shows up. Don't put oils topically right around your eyes, especially like peppermint, because peppermint can cause kind of a hot and cold burning sensation. If you need to place oil near your eye for some reason, put it on a Q-tip and then rub that Q-tip on your face instead of like trying to drip on your face, because you can be much more precise. And be careful, because anything with a strong aroma can kind of make you teary-eyed, so don't do it while you're driving, that kind of thing. It doesn't say it here, don't ever put oils inside of your ear, because oils have their own frequency and they're very high, and they can damage your eardrum if you like drip one inside. So you put it, like, I've had pimples in like on the outer ear, so you can put some oil on a Q-tip and rub it around like out here. That's totally fine, but don't like drip it down into your ear canal. Or if you've got like an earache going on, you can put it like right here. This is a great place to put oils, because it can get into that area without being on your eardrum, and that's what you want to avoid, is oils on your eardrum. You can become desensitized to an oil if you use the same one day after day. So you can, if you find that that's happening, rotate the oils that you use every 3 or 4 days, so that you don't get desensitized and start losing the benefits. Okay, what about internal use? The NAHA, which is the National Association for Holistic Aromatherapy, one of the top aromatherapy organizations in the United States, does not advocate for internal use of essential oils. Why is that? Most companies don't carry GROS oils, which is generally regarded as safe, because most of them have chemical solvents, additives, all kinds of stuff. Many argue that internal essential oil is unsafe, and to an extent, I would agree with that for that reason. Make sure that you're checking your labels. Now, Young Living has oils that are labeled for internal use. I'm pretty sure I have one here that I can show you. So any of the white labels like this, these are all Vitality oils. These are labeled for internal use. And you can see, I don't know if I can let you read it, but down here on this banner, it says Vitality, but they're white. So any of the white oils are labeled for internal use. But you have been consuming essential oils internally your whole life. For instance, wintergreen and spearmint when you chew gum, or some places like put oregano in a pasta sauce, whatever. NAHA bases a lot of their decisions on the British model, which advocates for topical use only. Many of the British studies are flawed. For example, they're done at extremely high doses or in ways that the oils aren't intended to ever be used. Young Living utilizes all 3 of the methods that we talked about earlier, the British, the French, and the German. And the French have been using some essential oils internally for decades. So like we said, the Vitality line has very clear white labels, so you can recognize which oils are safe to take internally. It's the exact same oil. Let me see if I have. Okay, so this is the Thieves Vitality that I showed you before. This is Thieves oil. These are exactly the same oil, they're just labeled differently. So I will not tell you to ingest Thieves oil. I will tell you that the Thieves oil in the Vitality bottle is the exact same as the one in the brown bottle. And I will leave you to make your own educated decisions. You can look up more information on the website to see what's in a blend, or you can look up in the EODR. More information about an oil if you think that you might want to take it internally, but it doesn't come in a Vitality or you don't have the Vitality bottle. But that's what we're going to do there. On the flip side of things, go look at the ingredients of what you have in your bathroom and your kitchen. Go look at your lotions, your makeup, your cleaning products, anything that you use that comes in contact with your skin at any point in the day. The average woman body, just through soaps, makeup, shampoo, and hair care products, 80 of those are generally applied before breakfast. Okay, so everybody's worried about essential oils, are they safe, whatever, and I 100% encourage people to do their research and learn about what oils are safe, how to use them safely, and become comfortable with that. But no one's asking these questions about the beauty products that they have. So I to Young Living. I've got some transfer sheets that I can send to anyone that's interested, or we can just look at together. But Young Living, by and large, has a replacement for most personal care products that people use. We just got liquid foundation, which was a big one that people were concerned about. They really wanted that. We just got that released last summer. That's amazing. I freaking love that stuff. So swap it out. Get some, replace your shampoo, your conditioner, your body wash. You can make bubble bath with it if you want to. There's a whole kids line for your kids. You can replace your makeup. You can replace your cleaners. You can replace everything and get rid of all of those nasty chemicals that you're putting on your body. Okay. This can be kind of overwhelming. We talked about so much information. It hasn't even been an hour since I got the call working. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. This presentation goes through each and every one of the oils. We're not going to touch on every one of the oils individually tonight because that takes quite a while. But the best way to get started, if you're like, yes, I'm ready, I want this, but I don't really know where to get started, but I'm in, is this starter kit. This is the starter kit that I was telling you about in the beginning, and this is an updated picture. So we've got 12 oils here. We got Peace and Calming, we got Raven, Valor, Lavender, Stress Away, which is easily one of my top 5 favorites. Frankincense, Pan Away, Peppermint, Lemon, Citrus Fresh, Thieves, and Dye Dries. Those are all hard-hitting, amazing oils that will end up in my recommendation for you at some point, no matter what you come to me with. You got Ningxia Red, you got Thieves hand sanitizer, you get a diffuser, and then currently they're shipping with a bottle of Thieves spray instead of the household cleaner, which I actually love because you can throw it right in your purse or diaper bag. It's 12 oils plus all the extras and the diffuser, $165. You're going to get free shipping because it's over $100, so it's a tax on top of that, which isn't going to be, it depends on where you are. So $165 plus tax. Get all of this stuff, plus you get a lifetime membership to Young Living, which gives you the 24% discount on products. And then you can do essential rewards from there, which I strongly recommend, and you can cancel anytime if you need to take a break. If you're going to do that, just make sure that you redeem all of your points before you cancel, because otherwise you'll lose them. Okay. So grab your starter kit. I will leave I'll leave a link below. You can go, let me make sure. It's bit.ly /Jackie Adams, and that'll take you right to the link to grab your starter kit. But then I'll also throw it in my blog post when I upload this. If you would like, to get some of your oils for free, I'm going to tell you how to do that really quick, okay? Because it is possible, and you don't have to be one of those obnoxious people that nobody really likes to do it. We all recommend products to our friends and family all of the time. We go to a restaurant we love and we tell them about it. We pick something new up at the grocery store to try. We tell them about it because we love it. So when you get your kit, or when you just hear about these and you're like, yes, I'm getting my kit, I think Aunt Martha would love this. Just tell them about it. Share when you let them watch the recording, or send me a message and schedule a Zoom call with me, and we'll do a one-on-one or one-on-two call with you guys to answer specific personal like individual questions. And then when you get your products, share them with your friends and family. Use them whenever you go places. And just, you don't have to, stand on the street corner and hawk your wares. Just live authentically and share genuinely and organically. When someone grabs their starter kit with your member number and put you as the person that introduced them to oils, you will get a $50 check from Young Living just for sharing with your friends and family. That's great. So if you introduce 3 friends, your kit is almost paid for. If you introduce 4 friends and they grab a starter kit, you got your kit, like you just paid for your own kit right there. And you can just do that by being your genuine, authentic, friendly self. If you don't ever want to do that, that's okay. You're not going to get any pressure from me. No big deal. I think it's an incredible opportunity, and I will support and encourage you in doing so if you choose, and if you would like to give that a shot and see if it works. You see what you want to do with it. But if you have zero interest in that, then that's a-okay. And if you have friends and family that have questions and want to know more, and you're just not really interested in being their resource, then you can just give them my number and send them my way, and that is totally fine. There's no pressure to sell anything or be anything that you don't want to be on our team. But I want you to know that that's possible if that's something that you choose to do. There's 2. You can just go to youngliving.com and go to become a member, and then use my number when you do that, which is 1229242. Or you can go to the link that I gave you earlier to do that. So, okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna go check on my husband and my kid and have some dinner. I encourage you to do the same thing. If you have any questions, by all means, please send me a message. You can drop a comment on the blog, whatever works for you. I would love to chat with you and help you grab your kit if you're ready to do that, or help you share with some friends and family if you've already got your kit but you're not sure where to go from there. Always happy to do that as well. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next week. We're going to talk about thieves next week, and I'm really excited for that too.